Ladies and men, Assalamu alaikum and greetings to all. A very warm welcome to all the honorable participants of this important regional seminar of IPU for the Asia Pacific region. I speak to you today from a flood-hit area of the province of Sindh in Pakistan. I would like to use this opportunity to draw your attention towards the hunger and malnutrition in Asia Pacific region, as well as climate change around the globe in general and in the South Asian region in particular. Let me talk about the concept and some statistics about the goal 2 of SDGs, which is meant to eradicate poverty, hunger, and ensuring access to safe and nutritious foods for everyone by 2030 and eradicating all forms of malnutrition by 2025, which doesn't seem to be achieved soon. Basically, hunger is a state of body. It is an uneasy sensation occasioned by the lack of food, while malnutrition occurs when for a longer period of time our body doesn't receive enough nutrients for the growth of mind and body and eventually makes body fragile. The worldwide statistics regarding hunger and malnutrition are extremely disturbing. According to the World Food Programme, around 798 million people don't have basic food for eating and thus are suffering from hunger and malnutrition. In simple words, unfortunately, 1 in 7 people are hungry and more than 3.5 million children are dying annually only because their bodies don't get enough food. As per World Food Programme reports, 135 million people are suffering from acute hunger, which is caused by man-made conflicts, economic instabilities, and climate change. If we didn't tackle these events seriously, then by 2030, the hunger-stricken population would cross 840 million of global population. To end hunger and malnutrition is the greatest challenge because more people are dying due to hunger than malaria, tuberculosis, or even AIDS. According to World Technology Network, malnutrition at early age causes physical or mental impairment, whereas lack of essential body nutrients at early age is also casting shadows over the future of countries. In the last 2 years, COVID-19 had further worsened the situation and pushed more people towards the risk of food insecurity. The condition of food security in Asia Pacific countries is also very concerning, as according to Food and Agriculture Organization of UN, FAO, and UNICEF, around 375 million people are suffering from hunger and malnutrition in this region. Moreover, according to Asia and Pacific Regional Overview of Food Security and Nutrition in 2020, around 1 billion people didn't have access to enough nutritious food. The rising inflation, income inequality, expensive sustainable foods, and increasing poverty have kept healthy, adequate food out of the reach of 1.8 billion people in the region. Due to COVID-19, the Asia and Pacific region also got badly hit. Half of the children in South Asian countries and 1 in 5 in other Pacific states are not growing healthy, such as either they are overweight or stunt. Most stunting is found in countries of this region, and obesity prevalence in the area is also on the rise. We can end extreme poverty and create more inclusive societies by developing human capital. This requires investing in people through nutrition, healthcare, quality education, jobs, and skills. Benazir Income Support Program, as the largest social protection program of the country, focuses on building human capital of most vulnerable segment of the society by investing in their education, health, and nutrition. Through education conditional cash transfer, we help children of vulnerable families to complete their education, focusing more on girls' education through higher incentives to reduce the gender enrollment gap. Let me share with you that over 40% children are stunted in Pakistan, which is indicative of an ongoing child nutrition crisis. Such levels of malnutrition rank Pakistan the second highest burden country in the region. To address this stunting prevention and promote dietary diversity during first 1,000 days window of opportunity, Benazir Income Support Program is implementing Benazir Nashanwa, a conditional cash transfer to increase uptake of health and nutrition. Specialized nutritious food is being provided along with immunization and awareness to bottom 2 quintiles of population to prevent stunting in future generation. Climate change is playing a major role in rising natural disasters, and people affected by such disasters are at a greater risk of food insecurity and malnutrition. According to Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the increasing temperatures and climate change will affect the food production capacity of Asia-Pacific countries, but most hunger crises would be faced by South Asian countries. Pakistan is paying a huge price for carbon emissions that it has very little to do with. Pakistan contributes less than 1% in carbon emissions, but is paying way more today. I would like to take this opportunity to point out that Pakistan is confronted by many challenges, including the recent unprecedented rainfalls of 2022, resulting in catastrophic floods. These devastating floods have displaced more than 33 million people in Pakistan, and almost 1,347 people have died as a result of this catastrophe. There are countless injured. The country may face hunger crisis due to 4 million hectares of crops washed away and loss of around 800,000 livestock. It is estimated that around 65% of major crops of the country like cotton, dates, onions and rice are washed away, and more than 3 million children are in dire need of humanitarian assistance and are at increased risk of malnutrition and waterborne diseases. I cannot explain in words the scale and magnitude of human misery caused by the devastating floods in Pakistan. We are grateful to the UN Secretary General for his recent visit to Pakistan and his appeal to the world to support Pakistan during these challenging times. In March 2022, heavy floods and rains in Australia have killed 23 people and caused $1 billion loss to the infrastructure. The frequent and extreme climate events are alarming, as in India, the drought conditions are likely to decline the wheat production by 8% in 2022. And severe flooding in May and June of 2022 in Bangladesh have given rise to serious food insecurity. It is time for us to work in solidarity in order to combat with climate changes and crises. Our parliaments must continue to engage and strategize on ways to become climate resilient and mitigate the effects of climate change. In the end, I would like to thank you all once again for your worthy participation